All right, guys. I need you all to rap with me for a minute. And I
Okay.
need your most honest. Look, I'm looking for judgment-free zone here.
Okay.
You guys there?
Yep.
As you know, I am the single one of the podcast.
Yeah.
Happily single for 24 years.
Yes.
Uh,
Debatable if you were single that long, but we'll go ahead and allow
Debatable if happy, but
all right, so this quarantine has forced me to other means of communication with individuals.
Oh, okay.
I have moved on to online dating apps.
All right.
And I wanted to rap with you guys because you guys know my personality. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I'm talking to somebody. Been talking to her for about a week now. Not going to work.
Okay.
I don't know how to make that clear
Okay.
because I'm way too nice
Yeah.
to just straight up say like, "Hey,
Why don't just ghost? Ghost?
I hate that because I've been there. I've been that person. Like that's the worst feeling in the world.
Or just send listen. Just say it's not, I had a great time speaking with you, but I'm done speaking with you now. So what are you going to do?
I don't. That's why I'm coming here. I'm coming to the people. I need advice.
So you want comments from you? You want YouTube to help you?
I'll make it real clear. Here's what you do: scare her away.
Yeah.
Start talking about. Been reading Mein Kampf.
I start reading some outlandish stuff.
Yeah. You're reading some scary literature.
And you start saying like 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
Say some out there stuff.
Start saying there's a 5G tower near me and I'm about to set it on fire.
So I think I went this route. I just want to be honest. I think I'm gonna delete my profile for like a couple weeks.
Okay.
And just disappear, like off the grid, like almost like fake your own death, but you're not really dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like.
And then when I go back, hopefully, she moved on.
Yeah.
What killed it with this girl? What was the what was the ending factor?
You guys ever had a conversation that starts out like this? Hey, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Nothing. What are you doing?
Yeah, the one word responses. That's not good.
Yeah, like it's not just like at first it was like pretty organic conversation. Now it's kind of like forced.
Yeah,
I hate that. And like on top of
you think there's any chance she's on her podcast trying to figure out how to get rid of you?
You know what? No, not at all. I don't think that's the case at all. I've never had this problem. This first problem of mine. So I wanted to bring it to the people. I like chat. Drop it in the comments.
I totally missed this era of dating. I don't know if I would have liked it or not liked it, but see, now back in the day, I used to talk to girls on MySpace.
Gosh.
I used to, have like 5 or 6 women I'd be talking to on MySpace, but
how would that? I couldn't even imagine. MySpace was a whole nother realm because I got into that in my middle school years.
But but what you're doing, it's more personal. You have the picture, you can see the person.
Well, yeah.
To the photos. But listen, I want to give a tip from what I heard other people talking about online dating stuff, because they were trying to help people. And are you new to like Tinder and stuff? Or are you like,
dude,
or whatever this is, whatever?
This is the first time actually, like I got it once when I was like 18.
Is that what you're using? Is Tinder?
Yeah, that's what I've been using.
Well, listen, I heard that the best thing to do if you connect with somebody or whatever, they were saying whatever's in their picture, if they're wearing a funny hat or they're doing something funny or there's some place that like, I don't know, the art museum or something, be like, hey, I like that. And that's how you start out the conversation. That's a great way to start to break the ice. So if
he's trying to stop a conversation. So
yeah, I don't want to.
I know. I'm trying to tell you to move on and find the next girl this way.
Hey,
here's what you do. Do the opposite of that. Find something in one of her pictures. Say, I don't like that.
Yeah, go through every picture and say, I don't like that.
Find something you don't like about each thing.
Yeah. This is, again, a whole new
It doesn't sound like that you've got a lot invested. Sounds like you guys haven't had great conversations.
No, it's just like, I guess I'm having a moral dilemma with myself because I've been in both shoes, if I'm being honest. Like,
yeah,
I've been in the red situation. Like, who hasn't been in that situation? It's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And then like I've been on the other end where it's like, oh, this person. Actually, I haven't been on the other end of being told just stop talking to me. No one's ever told me that.
Jacob,
Well-
time to step up and rip off the Band-Aid here.
Well, Lordy, we're in DweeBros podcast episode 40, and I hope on episode 41.
Are we at 40?
Yes, we're
Yeah,
at 40.
it's 40.
I hope that Jacob has an update, and I there's going to be more updates because announcement. I put it on Twitter. We are doing these bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Now. We are no longer doing the monthly for the foreseeable future because of this gosh darn virus. I don't know if you've heard of it, the coronavirus. It's really shaken up things. It's put
Making moves.
as somebody on Reset Era had a great thread where he asked, is anybody else's plans for the year being disrupted?
Well, yeah.
And first reply was, nah, just you, man. So
Why would someone?
you might be getting disrupted this year. So I welcome to the podcast. We are
Welcome,
the DweeBros. We talk games, movies, TV shows, and dating tips.
Yeah,
now.
dating tips. Yeah, I wanted to dip our toe in it. Again, only DweeBro to be single here. Just
I
saying.
say we add dating into it.
We already
Alright.
have a Super Seducer.
Yeah.
You know what? We do.
You need to play Super Seducer. That's the thing.
It would get me there.
It would. It would teach you certain tips. So who knows?
Oh yeah, tips
But-
that I'm looking for in my life.
I'm your host, Dweebo, aka Zach, aka the not scared one. As you see, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm out and about
Where are you?
in 2019 when you could
Pazoo?
2019 Throwback Thursday. I'm out and about. I literally typed in crowded places because I wanted to feel normal again. So,
Yeah, I think you're in Louisiana.
I think I am. I think that is a place that's probably getting hit hard, right? Because there was a lot of people
Uh-huh.
there for
There were
Mardi
a lot
Gras.
of people. They got hit very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm flying out. I'm getting the heck away. I'm going to the beaches.
Secluded, social
I'm
distancing
going
at
to
a beach.
spring break beaches where there was nobody there, especially
Jacob, where are you at?
I'm currently embracing the new role. I have been casted to NBC's The Office, the final season.
Nice.
I am currently on set here. They allowed me to use the backdrop as, my podcast. So thank you, NBC. We're plugging the new season coming out next year in January. Hope you guys are there. It's great. It's a great time. Michael Scott's awesome. I love every minute of it. Excited to be here. My name's Jacob, by the way. Welcome to the podcast. Glad you're here. Again, The Office final season, January next year. Just wanted to drop that.
That's like 7 years ago. The Office has been over for a long time.
Well, it's getting remade.
Yeah, they're doing a remake.
They are remaking it, actually.
Yeah,
I
they're
saw
doing
that.
it. I'm part of the remake. I got casted as the new Dwight.
Nice.
You'll do
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
I'm Travis. I'm reporting from my own home.
Lame.
Nothing fancy.
The quality of your video looks better than Jimmy Fallon's
Wow.
stuff that he's doing right now.
That's
I've been
watching.
I've been hearing that these talk show hosts have been trying to do their own thing, and it's so terrible. It's so bad. I guess because they just don't have writers and they don't know how to use a camera.
Yeah.
And it's like celebrities have just
You see the
Taking a
value
back
of
seat.
writers and these hyper-produced and producers in general. I mean,
yeah.
producers have the eye of quality of all, from the camera shots to the pacing to the scripting. I mean,
Yeah.
these people
They know
are
what they're
falling
doing.
apart.
Yeah. So, so I say we jump into it. Well, first off, listen, we have some great fans that tune in. We do streams. We're doing the podcast, but guess what? I want to do a quick shout out to a good friend of ours, Meister G. Hashtag Meister G. He graduated. And I am going to give
Meister
him
G.
his diploma.
Bum,
Right now.
bum, 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 bum.
Step down, Meister G.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh my God! Speed up, Jacob.
Okay, he's here. He's here. He's
Okay.
here. Meister G, you are getting your PhD in trickery because when he first joined our thing, he said he was a game developer. He tricked us.
He did trick us.
He did trick us, and it was a good trick.
Oh wow. Played us.
So grab that and go on.
For any of you guys that don't know, bum 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 bum.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
explanation of that.
Meister G is a lifelong fan. He's been commenting on our videos and watching our live streams for years. And the other day on one of the live streams, he told Jake and I that his high school graduation was nuked. Figuratively, I mean they canceled it just like they canceled everything. And we told him we would honor him here. So thank you, Meister G, for your years.
Yeah.
Literal years of support.
I hope me holding up a piece of toilet paper really just did your graduation justice. So
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, so that really sucks. That there's been like friends of ours have had freaking wedding issues. I've had multiple people have like that were going to get married, and it's been thrown a little bit of a wrench in their plans.
If you were on the way to getting married and you didn't want to get married, perfect timing.
I know, right?
Yeah,
we know some guys out there that are.
We know people like that too. We all know people like that. So that could have waited a year.
But you know what's awesome about all the Corona thing? Well, this isn't awesome, but we still got it, and now we all have plenty of time to play it. Which has been Final Fantasy VII.
Let's jump straight into it.
We're going right in.
I mean, let's do it. It's kind of it's a little bit of a big deal.
Yeah, we're excited. Oh, that's a big deal right there.
Yeah, that looks great.
I love it. That's some high quality.
That is the remake.
Yeah, that is the remake.
If you're wondering how good it looks like that.
Oh man!
My favorite thing about that image is I don't think it's official art. It's just some guy's deviant art. Like
I know. The best part is I can tell Travis is like leaning back with his arms up.
You can see just exactly half of my face.
Yeah, if you're listening to audio, you're having a good time right now. But Final Fantasy VII Remake released on the PlayStation 4. And then I guess they had never really, I don't know if there was news recently, but that is going to be a timed exclusive.
Uh-huh.
But it was on the actual like shrink wrap. It said, "Hey, this is a timed exclusive till 2021." So it will
probably
be on PC.
Not till we get the part 2 anyways.
Yeah.
Not terribly surprised to hear that. Because a lot of their exclusives are going that direction, like Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn.
It makes sense, and it's actually it probably allows for them to double dip because you want to play at launch, and then you also want to get like more higher settings if possible on PC. So why not just buy it twice? So really smart for them to do that.
So I'm actually really excited about being able to pick this up because I originally wasn't going to get this at launch. I wasn't.
Jacob, why don't you talk about the original if you ever played it?
You never played it,
go
did you?
first.
I have never played the original Final Fantasy.
So I want to
VII.
hear you first before I.
So we can jump into this. I've never played the original Final Fantasy VII. The idea of playing the older Final Fantasies that didn't like have the nicer graphics don't sound great to me.
You're a graphics.
I am a graphics snob.
Yep.
It's just who I am. I did play Final Fantasy X though, which was my first ever Final Fantasy experience. First ever, and I adored it. Previous podcasts I've talked about it. It was amazing. Like I was actually really, really surprised at how much fun it was. Especially being able to speed it up. So when 15 got announced, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah. Which one? This one?
15 was announced in 2006.
Yeah.
No, not announced, like when it came out.
Oh, yeah,
Came out 2016.
Yeah, like that's what I said, like 4 years ago. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the word announced. So when 15 was like, hey, here it is, I was intrigued, but I never played Final Fantasy before. So then I played 10, I still didn't play 15, and then I found out that 7 was getting remade, and I was like, okay. I was sitting here in my house, and believe it or not, my PC crapped out on me over the weekend. Had to go get a new computer. Truth is, didn't really crap out on me. Travis is a hero. He fixed it. We're figuring out the rest from there as we go. But got a new PC, but there was like a 2-day lag time of when I didn't have anything to do. So I bought Final Fantasy VII, the remake. And
how did you go to GameStop for this? How did you get it?
Frick no. I hope they go under. I actually got it on the store. I bought it on the digital store.
Oh, okay.
It took forever to download, man.
Oh yeah, when I used the install disc, and that was one of the longer installs I've ever had. Like,
oh my gosh, I was sitting there because I have really good internet, and I was still
90 gigs.
There. Yeah, I was sitting there forever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digged into it yesterday finally, and wow.
How far are you into it? We're doing by chapters, so I'm in chapter 8, and like I'm just going to talk from like where are you at?
Are we all in the slums?
I
I don't know what chapters are they called.
I think we're. Well, how many hours? Do you know how many hours you played? Or
2.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably. I'm in
farther
chapter.
than you.
I just started chapter 7. Zach just started chapter 8. You're probably in chapter 3.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in
But
chapter
we'll
3.
talk. We're not going to spoil anything.
Yeah.
for-
Okay.
as
That's
far as
fine.
this. can talk without
Anyways,
spoiling.
I just got the part where you can get odd jobs. If that makes any sense. To you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm
You're in
not.
chapter
I'm like.
3.
But I played the first part, so I didn't play the demo either.
Yeah.
And man, it looks great. I love the characters already. The characters
that's
are
great.
their personality are so defined right off the bat. Because in 10, they kind of takes a while for you to warm up on like in them. Because you gotta like get some dialogue, and at first you're only introduced to 2 people. This one, they're like, hey, here you go, have fun. And man, like I love Wedge. Wedge is so cool.
Yeah.
He's so quippy. He reminds me a lot of myself.
He's got the voice of the guy from Breaking Bad.
I heard that, by the way. I did not know
Yeah.
that. I did not know that at all.
And Jess called that.
Yeah, which is really cool. Like I didn't really know that. Cloud is like a prick, and it's kind of like I'm okay with it.
That's how he was in the original.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
really,
he comes across very like standoffish, and it's like
he's a little
dang
cool
it.
boy. He's a cool.
I'm the person who like has to control like a jerk. I don't really like that, but it's okay. I like how you get the switch between the characters. The biggest thing I want to touch on, which I think we're all going to talk about, is the battle system. Obviously, the battle system is most across all Final Fantasies are pretty much one of the most staple things that people look at. And I was wondering, is the battle system a lot the same in 15?
Yes,
it is.
It is. So when this was getting announced and getting shown, I was like, please God, just adopt the 15 thing and just tweak it, make it a little. And I think they made it even better.
Really?
In 7, yeah. But it is similar. You're attacking. You're able to like do commands and kind of do turn-based. That's how 15 was.
Okay.
From what I remember, it's very similar.
I remember hearing 15 was a lot easier than this. They added some more depth in this.
They tweaked this. This is more tweaked.
So I want to talk. I want to talk through that with you guys because obviously I don't have like my turn-based experience in terms of RPGs is Final Fantasy X, Paper Mario. Like those are my series. Like that's what I've done. That's what I dabble in. Earthbound, Earthbound. Stuff like that. That's where I dabble in. When I got to this felt like so much micromanaging right off the bat. Because like I had to like, but in the sense of like I have to focus on what I'm attacking with Cloud. Am I attacking with like the power stance? Am I attacking with tactical? And then I switch over to Barrett. Make sure Barrett's doing the stuff he needs to do because I have to be using Thunder in the boss, and while using Thunder, I need to make sure he's still attacked. Like maybe I was overwhelmed because I've never had to do that before. But I feel like I had to do a lot of controlling early on. Luckily, they kind of do hold your hand. For people like me in the beginning, I feel like they were kind of hand-holdy, which I'm kind of glad they were. I don't know how you guys felt about that.
Yeah, it was good. They kind of did it step by step, and it can get, especially in the later boss fights, it can get like you're doing 30 things at once. But I like that. It is literally 50% you're running around hitting, worrying what you're doing, and then you're going into turn-based mode. And then you're attacking, and you have to like balance out. I've done stuff before like that in Xenoblade Chronicles. The similar Final Fantasy 12 has a little similar system to it. Mm-hmm. So Final Fantasy 15, like I said, so I was kind of used to it already. So
here's the thing: in the original Final Fantasy 7, it was obviously turn-based, but it had the active time battle system. So everybody, including the enemies, had a bar basically. And so it wasn't as cut and dry like it is in Pokemon of like, okay, I'm going to go and all my guys are going to go. And then you're going to go and all your guys are going to go.
Yeah.
It'll be my turn again and all my guys are going to go. Or even like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bar. And there's ways you can make people's bars go slower or faster. So the turn-based gameplay of 7 had a chaotic feeling of like you're tracking 4 or 5 different things and who's charged, who's not, who's going to die. Can I use this person's turn to heal them? Do I need a potion or use a cure? Okay, well, this person will be weakened if I use this spell. And like that on the turn-based level, they translated that into an action gameplay system perfectly. Yeah. It's crazy because the gameplay is completely different in terms of what you're actually pressing. It's you run around and you press square versus in the PS1 game, you just wait and you navigating the menus and you're pressing X. But it's that same feel with that music and with the enemies and with the scenario. It feels like a remake of the original, but it's got the same spirit and the chaos in the battle that the original had. So I've been really impressed with it, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it's really cool. I really do like the fact that I get to control everyone. I just was like a little overwhelmed at first.
Yeah, they don't really let you get to know Cloud's moveset before they give you Barret also.
Yeah, and like, well, they throw Barret at me, and it's like, okay, I know all I know right there is Cloud is short range, Barret is long range. That's all I need to know right now.
Yeah,
and that's how I was kind of managing it. But I'm warming into it again. I'm in the slums, so if that helps you guys understand a little bit where I'm at. Rats.
Yeah, that's cool. That I was wondering what you would think of it, because you don't have any nostalgia for it, really.
None.
So I was wondering about that. I was like, as I was playing it, I'm having an incredible time. I'm just gonna spoil my feelings right out the gate. I'm having an incredible time, and as I'm seeing these places and these moments that I'm very accustomed to, I'm like, am I liking this because I'm just used to it, or is this like still good? You know, is this going into a new generation? I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So
yeah, no, I mean, again, it's no nostalgia whatsoever. I'm just picking up as it is, and Kenny was sitting there next to me playing it. He was like, he went home and started playing the original on the Switch, and he texted me. He was like, "Man, they did a great job with that remake."
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, Zach, and I'm kind of in the middle of those two extremes where I never played it until 3 years ago. So, like, I don't have childhood nostalgia for it, but I did play it recently for the first time. And, yeah, I mean, I loved the PS1 version when I played it for the first time. And then this is – I think that, honestly, if I had somebody who was interested in getting into Final Fantasy, I could point them towards something like this and say, yeah, this is good. Play this. This is Final Fantasy VII, but for modern systems. And it's different than the original, but it's going to give you – those same characters, that same experience, but just in a totally expanded form. Yeah. So that being said, I'm having a great time with it too. I'm really liking it. One of the things I love with Final Fantasy games is they're not really that open. I mean, all of them that I played, 4, 5, 6, 7, like there's points where you can kind of explore for a bit, or you can go out to the open world. But by and large, they're like, you'll do like a story mission and it'll have a series of hallways or sections that you clear, and then you get to a boss or a mini boss. And what I wasn't sure with this one was, I was like, how is that going to feel? It feels just like playing Final Fantasy VII. Like the sections, the way that they section out the levels. I just did one where you're kind of in like a factory setting, and the way that they sectioned off the different levels, I felt just like I did in the PS1 game, where I was like, okay, I've done sections F, G, and H. Okay, I need to get to this one. I can see there's a ladder. I don't know how to get over there. Let me try to find this secret thing that I saw on my way. And it's like, I feel like there's a simplicity to the level design where it's not convoluted and it's not like uber complicated or too open-ended, but it's also kind of varying enough that it's interesting. Yeah. So I'm having a
very, very well thought out.
Yeah.
And designed. The moments and the design of, okay, here we're gonna like take you through the slums and stuff.
Doesn't it feel so curated? Like, it just feels like they have play tested this. They know exactly when you need to find this. You need, you know it. I don't think I've played a game that is this smooth with its presentation in a long time.
Yeah,
just the cinematics are really crisp and smooth. Everything's
that's what they're known
60
for.
frames. And then they'll hand you off into, you know, you'll run down here and then you'll learn this, and it's perfect timing. Like,
whereas Final Fantasy 15, I'm people are gonna maybe hate me, but I had similar feelings to this as I did 15, whereas 15 kind of fell apart towards the story and everything just kind of falls apart. Cross my fingers, this hasn't fallen apart yet at all.
Yeah.
Well,
it also has solid bones to it. The solid classic Star Wars-esque bones.
It does feel like
it.
Star Wars, just with the way the characters are running around quipping and they're trying to blow up stuff. And
whereas Final Fantasy 15, I had the same feelings. Whereas Final Fantasy 15 nailed the atmosphere and the tone of like going on this road trip. This nails those tones of like, this feels extremely real. Everything feels like this the city and seeing it. You can see for miles, and you can
That
you feel like
skybox when you're in the slums is unbelievable.
It's the best I've ever
I
seen.
literally stopped. I was like, I don't even
Yeah.
know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
This looks like a real place.
It's ungodly what they were able to do. And I also loved the movie Final Fantasy Advent Children.
I never watched that.
And there are moments in this where I'm like, wow, they've hit that level of quality that they had in 2005 in a CG movie in the gameplay.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So, but all that being said, yeah, I had similar feelings, except the story hasn't fallen apart. But Final Fantasy 15 had that like, oh, this tone, and I love the battle system. I'm just addicted to it. So
yeah, I am absolutely. I'm having a hard time putting the game down. Like once I start playing it, or I'll do something else, and then I want to go pick it back up. It's just it's fantastic.
yeah,
I love the materia system also, which
Yeah.
I've played 4, 5, 6, and 7 right in a row. So the different basically magic upgrade systems and all those sometimes get conflated for me. I can't remember which one is which. But now that I'm playing this one, Jacob, have you gotten any materia yet?
Yeah, I have like 6 or 7 of them, and I've gotten to the point now where I can change. Like, I just got the new Iron Blade for which, by the way, I'm gonna speak on this for a second. I honestly thought the Buster Blade was the blade, and so when they were like, "Hey, do you want to use this other blade?" I sat there and was like kind of conflicted because I was like, "Why would I change from the original?"
Jacob, I had the same reaction when I played Final Fantasy VII, the original on PlayStation 4, but I played it on like the PS1 version. Early in the game, and that one too, you can buy new weapons for Cloud. And actually, in that game, there is no weapon upgrading. You just add materia to weapons. So the Buster Blade is basically not useful after about 5 hours. And there's different big swords, but you're getting different swords throughout the whole gameplay. What's cool in this one is, and I was even reading a little bit about it, is the Buster Blade, you'll see when you go and you upgrade the weapon, it has these orbs that pop up, and then there's like little orbs around the orbs.
Yeah.
And you can upgrade the Buster Blade along with the other blades. So different blades will have abilities you unlock using them. But you can keep going back and using the Buster Blade in this game all the way through. I actually did that. I switched off the Buster Blade. I used the Iron Blade until I got an upgrade. It gave me like a triple slash ability. And then once I unlocked that ability, I went back to the Buster Blade, even though it was one less materia, because it looks cooler. But yeah, that surprised me also when I played the original, because as someone who didn't grow up with it, you see Cloud, you see the Buster Blade, you
associate
like,
those two
that's
go
his
together.
sword. Like he doesn't use anything else.
But honestly, the materia system makes sense. It's just like a way that you're able to cast spells. And I was looking at like Tifa, and I was like, okay, like what would I want her to have?
That's
and,
what's cool is you get to kind of craft what you think that person should be using.
And that's why I'm really liking. So, again, I'm not too far into it, and I plan on to continue playing it throughout the week, and hopefully by next podcast I'll have a little bit more of a better insight.
Yeah. I'm about 10 hours in, like chapter 8, like we just said. It's very special. It's very. I've had multiple moments of just goosebumps, and music, and the music that I'm nostalgic for comes in. It reminds me of.
Are you playing this with headphones on, Zach?
No, but it still sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh, man!
It reminds me of what was the Link to the Past, not Link to the Past, what the Link's Awakening remake.
Oh, yeah.
They took those old tunes and made them like put orchestra behind them with the whatever, and it's like, oh, they did such an amazing job remaking the sounds. This orchestra and
it's amazing
remade soundtrack is like goosebumps, and like there's also parts in this game where you can find old tracks you can buy, and they're remixed in crazy weird ways. There's a rap version of a song of an old, the Chocobo song, and Did
you do the dartboard?
Yes, yeah.
Did you get to what score did you get?
I got the best.
I did too.
Yeah.
I sat there for like 20 minutes. I was like, I'm savoring
this game.
Yeah, I'm taking it every bit.
Whereas I don't usually do that, but I just cannot. I want it to just stay with me forever. Like,
you have a long time to savor it for it, because part 2 won't be coming out for a hot minute.
That's true.
So real fast, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds about story, because me and Zach are good ways further than Jacob, but I have played long enough to see things that I don't remember.
Sure.
Which you don't have to play very long into this game.
And they
like that.
they set up. So I've been staying away from the internet at all cost during this time. I've not gone to certain sites and certain stuff. So I'm really blind at a lot of the stuff. But I did hear when all this stuff was like years away and they were still working on it, they did say we are going to like follow this plot. They brought in one of the original writers on it.
Yeah.
But they said that they would be tweaking stuff, which I'm glad for.
Yeah.
I'm having a fun time with the changes. And
I love
two, if they kept like stuff that was set in the PS1 era with these blocky Lego blocks versus characters that look real and are like looking at you and there's more close-up shots of them, it translates differently. They need to change the script and tweak it to I love it. Like I love that they did that. And
I love what they've done with that Jessie character so far.
Yes,
she's been so cool. She was like not in it really at all.
Yeah, and they really they build out I think all characters are actually getting a bigger backstory and a bigger like
Wedge. I always liked him in the original, but he's not in it much. And in this one, you've got all these cool side moments with him and funny,
Yeah, all
I
the
won't
characters
get into
are
funny moments.
And then one last comment to really rile up people to hear this, maybe. As far as I've played, and as much as I freaking adore and hold to that original PS1 Final Fantasy VII, the parts that I'm in now and the parts I've experienced, this has the groundwork to surpass that original.
Yeah, I agree.
It absolutely builds on that original. It has that core framework, and it just has a lot better graphics and so hyper detailed area where you're like really living in the slums and living
as long as this thing doesn't fizzle out or fall apart or have some kind of a weird stuff in the back half, which I don't know either because I haven't seen anything. But as long as it doesn't have anything crazy weird, like they can take the story differently, but as long as there's not like it just falls apart.
Sure.
I mean, this has all the ingredients to be a better version.
Yes, as long as they keep going on the current track. So that's all I got to say currently at the moment. But man, I am.
So this is an early game of the year contender.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Cool.
All
right. Well, Final Fantasy VII. What else has everybody been playing? Anything other than this game?
I'll go first. I played Red Dead all the way up to the end. I finally finished that game. Nice. I kind of no-lifed it for a little bit. Now, that being said, there's an epilogue. There's actually 2 epilogues. And haven't finished those. So maybe by some people's definition, I haven't finished it. I think that there's more story to come in those epilogues. I'm aware of that. But at least for my understanding of the main story and the main character story, I feel like I have reached, the big pieces of that story. Yeah. So, you haven't finished it.
I need to beat that game.
Here's what I'll say about it. In retrospect, it would have been my game of the year for 2018. I think I gave it to Spider-Man that year. Red Dead is a much better game than Spider-Man. Spider-Man's good, but Spider-Man is just good. Like Red Dead is.
I think you're wrong, but it's okay.
Red Dead is like a thing. Like it is something I'll remember playing for a long time. I still, after making it all the way through, and I liked it in some instances, but I think that they made a bold choice with the slowness of the animations and with, the weight and all, just, I think that they took it a little bit further than I would have. That's just my opinion. It feels so sluggish to walk. I liked walking around the camp. I love walking around the camp, seeing everybody, checking in with them. And maybe that's why they made it so slow, to make sure that you savor those moments. But there would be times, I'm 50 hours into the game, I leave my room, I go to get to my horse, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. I got to go back up to my room. And it's up in the top floor of this stinking mansion. I got to slow walk all the way across camp and back down. Then I got to go talk to this freaking other guy and turn in a pelt. And it just, I don't know why. I really don't know why they took it down like a 10 to 15% slower than it was necessary. I think you still could have gotten the effect. I can second guess all day, and that's fine. But
they should have gave you Sonic boots towards the end.
Yeah, I don't know. It just,
rollerblades, and he's
I just think that there was just a little. They were smelling their fart a little bit too much on that one. And then outside of that, I would just say I feel like some of the. I don't know if that's really a good criticism. I was going to say some of the quest design like gets a little repetitive, but there was unique stuff all the way through. I just felt like every mission ended in literally everybody in the town getting murdered. And I guess that's just the kind of game that is. That's the kind of game
I mean,
you
when
are.
you think about
But
the Western and you think about dangerous criminals,
but like it
bang,
made
bang.
it to where there would be moments where I could tell they were trying to make it feel big, like a big bank robbery, and a lot of people are going to die. But like when
I've done
I
it
have
already.
murdered entire towns on side missions, like a dozen times,
I've
up
done it for
until then,
fun.
I just think that they could have found. I don't know what the answer would have been, and I didn't play Red Dead 1, and so maybe that was just kind of a holdover from that one that was more arcadey. I just felt like I was digging the story. I love the story. I love the characters, but it did at times feel like I am like we have murdered everyone so many times that then it would try to like I don't know. It was part of the theme of the
I
game.
felt
I
like
don't want to criticize it, but it felt like it always ended.
The
that
big
way.
shootouts felt like the prize for walking so slow and getting information. So when I got to that, I was like, oh, like I was on fire. Like,
Sounds
That being said, if you want good shootouts that you will remember for years, I mean, the Braithwaite Mansion, the Saint Denis bank robbery. There is a mission. There's a section of this game where for some reason for 5 hours it basically becomes Uncharted and you go somewhere different. And it's really cool.
that was wacko.
It was a really cool side, but it felt like we were there for so brief that I was like, maybe like I wish we could have been there for longer, or I don't know. It just I love the game. I think it's got its warts, and I don't even know. I'll have to digest them for a while longer to fully be able to talk about them, but I think it's a better game than Spider-Man, and I like it better than God of War, which a lot of people loved that year. So
Yeah, I like both those games better.
It's a special one. I think the characters in this game and the way they interact with each other. I mean, I felt like I knew that game by the end of it, and I picked it up after not playing it for a year. So
I would agree with you on everything like you said for the most part. It's just the pacing of the game has completely ruined it for me. And I guess that's why
I cannot argue that. And I also, if somebody told me after playing for 5 hours, like, this is really slow, I don't know if I'm feeling it, I'd be like,
put it down.
I mean, I don't know if I'd tell them put it down, but I'd say like if you bounce off of it, I mean, it's not entirely your fault, you know?
Yeah. I've had an itch. I want to play a Rockstar game. I actually re-downloaded GTA 5 because I just want to play a Rockstar game right now.
You know what it reminds me of, though? It reminds me of L.A. Noire. I don't know if either of you guys ever played that. That game is very slow-moving also, just like Red Dead. Yeah. But it's like you're a detective, so it makes sense.
They have a VR version of that game that I've been wanting to check out. I've been wanting to look into that because apparently you do like cop car races and you do interrogation scenes all in VR. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty awesome. So, and plus I watched Zach do Blood and Truth on the PSVR. And I mean, it looked cool other than like the graphics were a little rough, but the game looked awesome, you know, and that's where I'm like, I kind of want to get that feeling. So I understand.
L.A. Noire is an awesome game. And honestly, finishing up Red Dead makes me want to go back and play that one again. If you guys haven't played that, it's awesome. I
want to finish it. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I want to finish that one. But
Rockstar, it's like Red Dead, but instead of a robber, you're a cop. And instead of the Wild West, it's 1940s L.A. and all the crazy, like people getting into Scientology and people, you know, murdering actresses and the Black Dahlia, and it's all that. It's so cool.
Rockstar,
if you like LA, it's worth playing.
Has such a niche, like
they do,
and they do it so well because they released GTA 5 when
2013.
2013, and 7 years later, it's still one of the most played games on Steam. And one of the most bought, it's grossed more money.
Every time it's on sale, movies. I still think about pulling the trigger and buying it.
Because they don't stop updating the game. And they still throw content at it. And it has grossed more money than movies. I think that's the crazy part about it. Like, I think that's why I think about it. But, Red Dead Redemption, I want to finish. I want to finish just so I can say I've done it. Because I have enjoyed it when I've gotten into it. It's just the pacing kills me. Like,
knowing how patience challenged you are, Jacob. You're not a very patient man. I'm not surprised to hear that you get a little bit frustrated with that one.
That's
But
fair.
speaking of remakes, you have been playing a remake, Jacob.
I have been. Half Life has a remake by a company called Crowbar. Black Mesa. I've been playing that one. It's Half Life 1, but remade.
And you never played it before.
Never have I played Half Life. No, I've never played that genre.
You're just playing all the remakes of these classic games. Like
I'm-
you don't
Jacob,
even-
I've been pushing for you to check out Half-Life for a long time because you liked Gary's mod.
Yeah,
And
I
so
do.
I knew if you could get down with Gary's mod, which is a mod of Half-Life, I knew
Yeah.
that you could get down with the gameplay. And you love first-person shooters, and I
Mhm.
believe that the Half-Life games are awesome first-person shooters, and they've got cool puzzles. So I'm very happy to see you playing these.
Yeah, no, I'm playing through Black Mesa. It's a great time. Man, the characters are stupid. Like I think that's the part I'm getting out of it the most, which I think it's like the charm of the older games, where like those guys,
Scientists.
the scientist, like one dude said, "Yeah, the generator's in their other room, but I don't want to go in there." I sat there and I was like, and I just shot him because I was just like, you know what, whatever, like you don't matter. So, but I was comparing this to the charm of like Doom almost, like in a sense of like when it was made like in the era in terms of
Original
like
Doom.
yeah, like the original Doom in the sense of like, hey, how do you clear rooms of enemies? Because what I've noticed is that as the game's gotten larger and larger, the enemy spawns have gotten bigger and bigger, which is awesome because you're more equipped to do it. You're more equipped to handle those situations. The puzzles has been the fun part for me. I've been really enjoying it. They're really, honestly, for a game that was made that long ago, because I know that Black Mesa is pretty much a one-on-one remake of the original Half-Life game. They're pretty hard. Like
Yeah, they're very like physics focused.
Yeah.
Like fans and electricity and
well, I think the crazy
And
part. So I think
water flow.
I remember the first one I dealt with that really stumped me was the one where you drop down in the water. I forget what it was. I think it's that blast pit. It might be, but you jump down in the water and it shoots you through a bunch of series of waters that you have to pop out in the right area and go do like a valve release. And so you're basically in like a giant labyrinth of running water that's concurrent underneath everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that one took forever. Like it took me like 45 minutes just to get through that.
Yeah.
And then the second one I was really
It's a great way to break up the shooting though.
Oh, it really is. Honestly, it really, because honestly.
So did you beat Black Mesa?
No, I'm about like 75% through. I'm on like the 13th chapter.
And then it's not out yet. Still, I played Black Mesa in 2012. That's when I first played Black Mesa, and they finally put it on Steam because before it was something they allowed. It wasn't on Steam.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I've been playing it. I played it in 2012, and then they recently put it on Steam, and then they are ramping up for since 2012.
They already released it.
The game released, and they said we're working on Zen, which is the last 3/4 of the game. It's like the last area. I don't know if it's 3/4, but that's the last area in the Half-Life game. There's a other area you go to.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So there's this other area that it's not done. So
it is done. It came out. It just came out.
Zen just came out?
Yeah, that's why he's playing it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Zen was out. So yeah, it took this long to finally come out and stuff. So I'm looking forward to finally getting Zen to play that area and stuff too.
I've been enjoying it. I'm gonna beat it. Which honestly, Travis, I think my only thing I said was which again the same thing experiencing Gary mod. It's a little floaty. I feel like it's like if I hit the A button, I shift a lot to the left. But I wish I could use controller. I think that's my issue. Is I'm such a controller snob when it comes to playing.
Oh yeah, they have no controller support on that.
No controller support. It's keyboard and mouse. They make you stay true, which is fine.
Nice.
I don't mind. I honestly need to get better at it anyways.
Yeah. Zen came out at the beginning of March.
Oh okay.
Oh,
and that was why I was telling him, hey, it's done. So go ahead and buy that instead of because Jacob, you were talking about wanting to play Alyx. And then you were saying because you want to play Alyx, you might play the old ones. And I remembered how graphically challenged you were with older games. And I saw that Zen was releasing, and I told you to play Black Mesa.
Yeah, so I'm almost on Black Mesa, which leads me into my next, like, hey, what game I'm playing, which you guys might have seen on the stream, Casual Corner, we've been doing on the channel. I have been playing through Half Life Alyx. I wanted to pull it up on the screen.
Nice.
Right there.
I've been playing San Francisco.
San Francisco, okay.
Travis has been playing Room.
Home, PlayStation Home.
PlayStation Home.
Man, oh my gosh.
Yeah, get into this. Let loose.
So you open the game up in a VR headset with these giant walkers with these police guys on top of them. The personal, I forget what they're called, protective something. I forget. I forget who they're called. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. Anyways, they're riding like these giant aliens that are equipped out with technology. So I'm assuming that these guys have mastered like working with these things, and they're patrolling this whole city. And you pop into Alyx, who is the daughter of Freeman. And she's sitting there and she's talking to this guy. And I think the coolest thing I've been introduced to about VR is they have the Galaxy gloves. Not Galaxy gloves, the Gravity gloves.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge in VR is because a lot of people don't have a ton of space. Like even my room is not the biggest room. It's better than what I had before playing VR. But it's still not the recommended space they say you should have to do room scale. So they give you this giant like area, and they give you gloves that if you point at something and you just flick your wrist, it comes flying at you and you just catch it.
Nice.
So I've really enjoyed that. It's scary, dude. It's so stupid scary.
I've heard it's almost like Resident Evil. It's almost like a horror game.
Oh, dude,
Not
it's
intentionally terrifying, but just the little buggies that jump on your face are so detailed and they jump at you.
I don't know how to explain it more in the sense like I remember I got into a train yard and I was walking through a train and I just remember seeing one, like not the bug, but like the dude with the bug on his head. And I sat there and was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I need to kill it. And I could kill it. I had a gun. I could easily kill it. But it's the fact I saw it and I was like in length of it that just scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
It's had jump moments. Like guys, like it is so weird and detailed. And I actually left off on in the stream. I left off on a point was kind of like, wow, I was kind of blown away with it because I didn't finish Black Mesa. Where I ran into a character I wasn't expecting to run into. So yeah, I mean it was just cool. It was really, really cool. I'm gonna continue picking that up on Wednesday on the stream, continue to play through that. I'm gonna beat the game while streaming it.
Nice.
What chapter are you on?
They don't really do chapters.
They have levels.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't ever know that stuff. I just know where I'm at a part where I just passed. Are you guys gonna play it?
Yeah.
I'll play at your house in 2021 when the quarantine lifts.
Ends.
Yeah, man. I just upgraded my PC. So once I get a headset, I will play it.
Maybe I'll break quarantine and break in like one of those head crab zombies and
do it, dude. I don't care. I'm just kidding. No, social distancing is important, people. No, I'm at the part where I ran into one of the people that I was not expecting to run into. So that's all I can leave it at there. But puzzles are there, which is cool. There was one puzzle I couldn't figure out, which the chat had to help me with. And it was really simple, but it was weird because like.
Wait, when you're in VR, how do you check the chat?
I just pull up the menu using my controller.
And you can see it in the headset?
Oh yeah. I can control
cool.
I can control OBS through the headset.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, dude. It's stupid
like
easy.
the Minority Report. Checking
hey, it really is. I was like moving stuff around. I was pulling up the YouTube chat while pulling up OBS. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. And it didn't interrupt the feed or anything. I'm telling you, man, it's so awesome. But anyways, I was like,
the stuff I've seen of it looks cool, so I'm glad you're enjoying it.
The puzzles are 3D, like because in Travis and Zach, when you're in the Half Life puzzles, you're looking down at it and you're like, you're only thinking in one way, which is like right in front of you. And this one, you have to like look around. You have to observe everything around you,
man.
And you have to take it all in and just kind of like have to decipher what's the next move.
Well, I feel very vindicated because for years, we've even talked about this on the podcast. If you go back, you can find me saying this before they said it. For years, Valve wasn't saying anything about Half-Life.
Yeah.
They were saying nothing at all. And I developed a theory like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was basically something along the lines of Valve has only ever pulled out Half-Life when there was something technologically and mechanically that they were interested in exploring. And they used the Half-Life IP as a way to explore those, right? So in Half-Life 1, they were interested in first-person storytelling and, light physics, not object physics, but like the idea of physics-based puzzles. Like using a fan to shoot your body up and that kind of thing, like very technical type things.
Mm-hmm.
Then with Half-Life 2, they were interested in literal object physics, and they were interested in the gravity gun. I feel like from the time of Half-Life 2, episode 1 and 2, all the way to like the last 2 or 3 years, you had internet and you had like online gaming and you had HD. There wasn't anything that you could do on an Xbox 360 or an early Xbox One that you couldn't do on an original Xbox from a literal game mechanics standpoint. You could do some engine stuff. You could do some fancy, but even AI was staying the same. I think that Half-Life was just gone for so long because they didn't really have a good idea of what they could do that would be unique. And they didn't want to just pump out more missions.
Yeah.
You know?
I think,
so VR is the perfect way to use the IP now.
I think your thought process is there completely. I mean, we see it now. The sales of Oculus, because they're the cheapest, but also one of the nicer headsets,
I want an Oculus.
Are through the roof. You can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Valve, they're on back order for their headsets. No one's really buying the Vive. It's just not.
I can't get toilet paper, and I can't.
Isn't the Vive over now? Why would you get the Vive?
HTC made a pro version of it. They took over it completely, and they continued producing a pro version of the Vive. But it's.
But why would you get that instead of an Oculus or Index?
It's the same price as the Valve, just about. You just go get the Index. Like if you're going to get the Vive,
people are hoarding Vives and toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
But that's the crazy thing, though, is like VR. People are saying like, and I actually absolutely agree with them. This game will help jump VR into the next phase of its life. It's now going to push developers who are going to put out high quality VR titles to be thinking farther and better and how to push this technology to its limits.
You know what else is going to push VR? I heard Dreams is getting VR support soon.
Oh, gosh.
And once they do that, you're opening up tens and hundreds of thousands of people can become VR developers overnight.
Well, you've seen what 14-year-olds can do with Dreams. I'm curious what they can do with
regular Dreams.
Yeah, I'm curious what they can do with a virtual reality.
Dude, I'm buying Dreams when they get VR support, and I'm typing in "sexy dance" again, like our stream. Go check out our.
Great when we did it the first time.
My gosh,
that was awesome.
Zach, you've been streaming something lately too.
The Last Guardian.
Yes.
I beat it for the second time. You can check that out on our channel. I love that game. Second time through, I was getting goosebumps, same spots I was in the second time, noticing more stuff the second time, and had a really fun time.
I watched the ending. It seemed nice.
Yeah, you can see Jacob's face towards the end.
Nice.
He was coming in and put him up. I have to do things in the most crazy way with the way I have my stream set up. So I set him up on a pillow on my little food tray with an iPad on FaceTime. So.
By the way, Zach, I found out how to add a video caller onto OBS.
Oh, okay.
I found out how to do that.
I don't use OBS.
Really?
You do, but
yep. I found out how to add a video call to OBS.
Nice.
Really?
Well,
I did it for our live stream for you three, but it was cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
We will. Maybe I'll see. I've been
Elgato. Use Elgato.
Yeah. But we'll get it figured out. But all that to be said, check that out. Love Last Guardian, one of my favorite games of all time. And then
you like it better than Shadow of the Colossus?
Yes, that is my favorite out of all those three games, Ico, Shadow, and
wonder if we'll see another game from him.
I bet we will.
I think that he restart that company?
What, Team Ico?
They acted like they were going to shut down after
they left. I think he left, or they shut it down or something, but he took most of the people that like followed him, kind of like a Kojima situation. Most of the people followed him.
Because I saw they released some like concept art.
Yeah, whatever they make is golden. So 3 for 3. Played that. I've been playing Persona 5, which
nice.
Started that. I'll just continue it. I joked and said I can beat this in one stream, easy. So
Final Fantasy coming out probably nuked that for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be back into that. I'm either going to be playing that this Thursday or Final Fantasy VII Remake because I just want to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake before I stream it. I'm just weird like that, but I will get back to Persona 5. You'll absolutely see more streams of that. Not the whole game. I won't be playing a 100-part Hangout stream. Sorry, but I'll jump in here and there. But
yeah.
That is one game that people kept saying, hey, you should play this. You should play this. And I said, I don't have enough time. And here we are. I'm playing it now.
You're playing it.
And having an amazing time. 8 hours into that, and aesthetically beautiful. I love the characters. I love the tone of this wacky, weird story, and getting to be around people again. That's pretty cool. Quarantine style, not allowed around people. So I'm really liking it a ton, and I feel like I'll be playing that for years to come in this quarantine.
Years to come.
We'll see. Gift to keep on giving. So that's all I've been playing. Is just that.
Well, what movies have you been watching?
Is that all on game front?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do we want to talk some game news? There's just some two things.
Oh, yeah, I jumped. Yeah, there's game news.
There's some game news. I don't want to leave the game realm yet, dude.
No, don't.
The Last of Us 2 got delayed.
Yeah, whatever.
I have enough on my plate already.
See, I think.
What did you say, Jacob?
I have enough on my plate already, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm
Now
not
that Final Fantasy
interested right
7 is here, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that got delayed. Like, that was too close to Final Fantasy and whatever else. So now I get to enjoy Final Fantasy.
It doesn't feel like a spring game anyway. It feels like a fall, winter.
Yeah. On the other side of that,
game.
I think it was a smart decision on their part. Like, we're already in an actual pandemic. Does everyone want to play a game where you're in a pandemic? If Kenny freaking is playing Last of Us 1 like a crazy person.
I mean, he is playing him and
Zach,
Alex.
I agree with that because we joked about that of like, man, can't wait to play that game about hate. Like literally the director said that 2 or 3 years ago, which when he said that, I get what he was saying, but the director, Neil Druckmann, I think, he gave an interview a couple years ago when they released that first trailer where that girl took that axe to the head and it was just like brutal. And he said, this is a game about hate. The whole game's going to be about hate and hating people. And
I need hate now.
I remember reading that, and I was just like, I'm going to play this, I think, but I don't know. Like, that's not really – I get it. That is that world. But I don't know. It doesn't, like, get you excited to check it out. So when it's a game about hate – and it's a game about pandemics, and it's a game about misery. But here's the problem, Zach. I agree with you. It's the right thing to push it for the physical sales and all that, but only if this isn't true, which is this is something that's been debated lately, which is if not now, when?
Yeah.
And the reason why is because in the unknown climate that we have, what if this continues to get worse and worse? And then let's say 6 months from now, people are trying to return back to their life, and then they decide to release Last of Us. Is it worse to try to release it when people are trying to get back to life and don't want to think about
this?
Remember
this thing?
I think there is an element. I know with the NFL draft, which this isn't an NFL podcast, but there was a big debate. People were like, should they push this back? And the commissioner basically came out and was like, we're doing it. It's going to be digital. The decision makers will have their conversations on Zoom, and they will do it digital. People are like, why? And he basically boiled down to, he said, if we don't do it now, when will we do it? Will we do it a month from now? No. Will we do it if not now, when? If you do the indefinite delay, you're opening yourself up to scrutiny and risk that when you decide to do it won't be good either.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's
I
the
think
right
this
call
thing
for
is
them.
this is possibly an October, November type deal. I think this is a holiday. Which, I mean,
But
the first one was a holiday. The first one was in November.
Holiday,
October,
what are you going to be more inclined to do and spend your time doing? I know we're going to play the game, but for your average person, The Last of Us caught fire and the average person went out and bought it. People that didn't know anything, that it gravitated. It hit, like lightning.
Yeah.
The average person is, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this. I don't think they're going to be like, man,
I think you're overthinking.
can't wait to get that game about the pandemic. Like, I don't know.
I just don't.
Well, Resident Evil 3 just released too.
That's
and
what
it's
I
about
said.
A
I just said
it's
that.
about a pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Its world is very different.
Oh my gosh! It literally starts out in the beginning of the game saying this is a nationwide pandemic.
Okay,
That's
you
how they
tell me,
start
have
the
you
game.
ever sat here and laughed at something in a Resident Evil game?
Yeah.
Have you ever laughed at something in a Last of Us game?
No.
There's no levity in that game. Hey, it's going to be fine. The game's going to sell millions of copies. I do wonder.
Yeah. When is it going to come out?
When will it come out?
Yeah. I think they'll do It will be quarter 4. It'll be this holiday season, and they'll
It'll
sell
be a
delaying copies.
PlayStation 5.
People
launch
are going to get
exclusive.
nostalgic for the COVID. They're going to be like, you know what? I miss.
Who's really crying?
We miss it.
You know who's really hating right now? Sony, because Sony now is not going to get to do the upgrade costs for your PS4 copy of Last of Us to become a PS5 copy, and the game's going to come out after the PS5 launches.
Yeah.
This is now a game that's going to come out a generation back from.
Ooh.
But Last of Us 1 came out a couple, like, it felt really close to the PS4 launch as well. I don't know how close it was.
It was
about a
within
year.
It was about a year. It was like
within
a year.
It was within a year, so
And
it's
they
very
offered you
close.
$20.
Within a year is different than 2 months late.
I think
Yeah, I
it was.
guess so,
I think
but-
it was $20. You could upgrade it to the PS4 version.
You know what? The last major title that released 2 months into a new console generation on the old consoles was that I can remember? Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
And that game took a hit. It took a hit as a result.
So
You know-
we will see.
You know they made
what happens.
FIFA 14 for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Just saying out loud because it's
This
kind of
year
crazy.
or in 2014?
No, in 2014, like the PS4
yeah,
is
I
out.
knew that they kept making PS2 versions for a while. You know why, Jacob?
Because the national market had
Yeah,
more
there's a lot of
PS2s.
places where people still have PS2s.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay.
All right, Last of Us 2, Gonzo, but PlayStation 5 controller was shown.
The DualSense.
Is that what it's called?
It's
Well,
DualSense.
the
Okay, I'm
DualSense-
sorry.
We're all gonna call it the DualShock 5. I mean,
I'm calling it the DualShock 5.
No,
Sorry.
it's DualSense because it gets.
Well,
calling
they
sense.
tried that with the 6-axis, and it really didn't matter. I mean,
They remade it to the DualShock 3.
At first glance, I thought this was kind of the boomerang PS3 controller.
That's what
for a
I
second.
thought, dude. This
For
thing,
just a split second, but this thing's kind of a little beefier, it looks like, in some
it
ways.
looks terrible.
It's got some muscles. You don't like it.
I hate it.
Travis, are you thumbs up or thumbs down on this controller?
I saw a mock-up where
Thumbs
they
up or
made-
thumbs down?
Shut up and listen. I saw a mock-up where somebody took it and they made it all one color.
Yeah.
And when I saw it that way, I was able to actually digest the actual changes. And
Yeah.
I'd give that a thumbs up. This white and black one, I think it's a bold choice. I'm fine with it. I don't know.
I
It
dig
makes
it.
me-
It's weird. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It makes me wonder what the console's going to look like.
What made the PlayStation 4 controller so nice?
I
was-
like a clean aesthetic. I don't know. I feel like it looks a little bit too much like a toy for me.
I completely agree. And again,
I like a clean aesthetic. I
the
don't know how else
PlayStation
to
4,
say
when you're holding it, has really nice indents in the back. This one looks way more like rectangular, in my opinion. So like when you hold it, I don't feel like it's gonna like. And I could be
If
wrong.
this
I'm not-
box is like white and black and all weird looking, it's
Yeah, I don't want the console to be different
Hey,
colors.
why would the console look different than the controller, Zach? When has that ever happened?
guys.
Hey, if they have one white line and it looks cool running through it, that's fine. But
This console's going to be white. That's what I got convinced of from this.
I like all my consoles blacked out. Like that's how I've got them all down here.
Yeah,
Boys,
you're
are we
getting a
go-
white console, Zach.
Are we going to be owning Xbox X's?
Listen, if it's a hint of white on that controller,
Is
I'm
it-
canceling
I'm
my
just-
pre-order right now.
I'm just saying, like out loud, this might be the time it flip flops.
I don't know. There's
Really?
quite
Hey,
an IP gap.
Hold
here
on,
that
yeah, I can
don't
make
think
I
it
can make the
was.
statement because you're the guy that said Google Stadia is going to make it. So I
It
can,
is. It's going
I-
free.
I can say.
This is not over.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
This is not over.
It's doing so good. They're selling it for $0. That's awesome.
It's
Oh.
the pandemic. Everything's getting given away for $0 right now.
pandemic spam, dude.
So we will see. PlayStation 5, we're getting some more info. That thing is supposed to still come out along with Xbox this holiday. That's crazy. I'm thinking about that just now. So
Hey, it's going to be the shape of a triangle.
it's gonna be like if you go on YouTube, there's a video from back in like 2004. Sony themselves made a like hyper futuristic like sci-fi world with the PS9. Check out the PS9 on YouTube. There is a
I'm
screenshot
looking
like
it up real quick.
and it's like an orb, and that's the PS9. So when the PS9 gets here, they have to do that. Like
They have to actually do that.
legit do what they did back in 2004 or whenever that came out.
Let me
But
look at this thing.
it looks crazy.
What was it called? Just type PS9 in.
Yeah, put in Sony PS9 concept and stuff, and there's a whole.
If you
legit
just type
thing.
in regular PS9, it's a gun.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah, it is like a glowing orb.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be nuts.
So maybe that's the future. We'll see. But that's it for gaming news. Let's get the heck out of the gaming world. Let's go to the movie world.
Not much in the theaters these days.
Yeah, not much in theaters.
Maybe that's worth talking about on the front end. Real fast, AMC's going bankrupt. They filed bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary because that's like, I feel like some of these movie studios are going to have to bail them out. You know what I mean? Like,
they are.
they
already rake them over the coals as it is.
Well, a lot of these movies are now going straight to digital because they have no choice. Like they've
Mhm.
already like
For
made
now,
them.
yeah.
Which I don't know how the earnings go when you go digital. Like I don't know how that works.
When you go digital, there's a purchase option, and so that's the same as it would be in a movie theater, but instead of splitting the cost with the movie theater distributor,
Yeah.
with the theater, you split it with the digital platform owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the ones that, none of them are really going straight to like Netflix. For the Disney movies that they're putting straight into Disney Plus, they're hoping that garners new users to their platform. But
So that's crazy to think about because Onward was a hyped movie. Like it was going to do great. That sucks. Like
they took a big hit.
Now some of these movies like Tenet that's coming out that I think some of us are excited about, Christopher Nolan's new film, that's just going to be pushed back because they haven't ramped up marketing. Onward, that sucks for them because they did have all that budget. They had to release it.
Yeah.
So they had to put it on streaming. That was the smart thing to do. So, but it's crazy right now with movies. And I feel like I already heard going to the theater, there was still a lot of people going to the theater. Like, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, there was people that was like, I'm just waiting for it to come to Netflix. And I was like, really? You can just go, like, this is a big movie. Come, let's check it out. I don't really care. There was a part of the population, I think that's only going to grow after this coming out of this thing, like, that don't care.
I'm that person. I'm 100% that person. I'm like, why would I spend $14 when I already spend $9.99 a month? I can wait 7 months for it to come out.
Yeah.
I think non-event movies especially are going to go that way. The event movies of like the big superheroes or the big franchises, even the Christopher Nolans, I think the James Bond, that'll still draw some people out, but they're kind of going to get some uncharted territory.
Yeah, people are going to get used. I think what will happen absolutely 100% is there is usually 6 months, 7 months ish from like theater to like a release on Blu-ray and streaming. Yeah. That's going to cut a couple months. You know what I mean? They're going to
tell you though, shorter. If they do that, they're going to raise the digital prices of these movies.
Yeah.
And
some people
are
going to
almost do it like pay-per-view style, because at the movie theater, it's $13 per person. So you go with 4 people, they're making $50 off of you.
Yeah.
When it comes out, they're not going to let you just buy it for $19.99 and have people over to your house. They're
not going to buy it for $50.
That's the thing.
That's the dumbest thing they could do.
There's a movie that just came out, the Trolls sequel.
Yeah.
The first Trolls grossed $56 million at the box office opening weekend. They released it digitally this past weekend, and it made $23 million. And it was projected to do the same as the original. It's obviously just one sample size, but like they make less charging their normal prices right now. They have to charge more to justify it.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
We're in interesting times where they're gonna have to innovate a little bit.
A digital media, man, I'm telling you, it's going to keep evolving, and to the point where it's just I can put a VR headset in and be at a movie theater in any seat I want to be in and watch a movie. I'm just saying.
With your hand, and then you're gonna see popcorn in the front row, and you're gonna go like that and flick your hand. You're like,
I'm just saying. I'm not like I'm not being outlandish here. It's very, very true. I can put my headset in. I can go to the nicest theater in the world. I can sit right there and I can watch the stupid thing. Why would I pay money?
Well, the resolution, I mean, just play devil's advocate. The resolution on your headset isn't enough to scale to be able to be the resolution you would see in a digital projection. Yeah, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm still ready for when I can just watch the Super Bowl in VR and sit on the sideline.
You can watch the NBA Finals in VR.
Yeah, I don't
I
understand.
want to
how more
be
sports
on
stuff-
a virtual camera of the quarterback and on his shoulders.
I can do that.
And you just see little legs hanging out, and you're like, that's my legs. I'm on the quarterback's back.
That'd
That
be
reminds
awesome,
me,
actually.
Travis, I have a VR sports game that allows you to play quarterback in VR and lets you like tell the receivers what to do and like
You know-
read the defenses. Yeah, I need you to come over and try that when
I'll
like
try
it's all
that
said
for
and done.
sure. That'd be awesome.
I think you would love it. You would love
coolest
it,
VR games, man.
dude. I love VR. I love it so much.
So back on movies. Let's get back in movie world.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't watched
Pee
anything.
Wee's Big Adventure.
What in the
Oh,
what
I
are you?
love that movie.
What are you doing?
I have not
Have
seen
you
this
seen that?
movie. Yeah, I've not seen it
Yeah.
in years.
Yeah.
My
That's a classic.
parents always quoted this movie.
Large Marge.
So large Mards. I'm trying to use the phone. There are so many classic lines in this movie. So I have not seen it in so long, and I was like, let's give it another watch. And my wife has never seen it.
Mm.
Oh, I love
Her-
that.
So we watched it together.
They
Not-
slapjack.
Not all of it together.
Oh,
She her relationship with Pee Wee was I saw him on TV. He
When he
creeped
got
me out
arrested.
he creeped me as a kid, and then all that arrested stuff happened. He got arrested. It creeped me out. So we watched it, me and my wife, and as the movie keeps going, he just is. There are parts I forgot. There are kind of obnoxious parts towards the beginning with like
Yeah.
Pee Wee and this like neighbor
The
guy.
kid, the neighbor
kid,
kid in the pool.
And they're acting like little kids, but they're adults. And that part was like obnoxious and not funny and kind of like, But there are other parts where I was like, I'm just having a funny time. Like he's just kind of a goofy character. And my wife's just sitting back, just squinty eyes going, is he mentally challenged? Is he evil?
Oh my god.
Is he weird? She couldn't figure out who Pee Wee is. And she was like, you can go ahead and watch the rest without me. So I finished the movie and I ended up loving it. Like it did hold up for me. And
That's a classic.
there is one part that I loved. Oh my gosh. And Phil Hartman wrote this movie or whatever. And there is one line in this that's like, oh my gosh, they were sitting on this so long. So the whole movie's premise is Pee Wee is looking for his bike. Someone has taken Pee Wee's bike. That's the whole premise. Well, he goes to a fortune teller who is just taking his money and like looking through his wallet to like see what he might want. Like, oh, I see a bike. I see a fake fortune teller, and eventually tells him by looking at stuff on the walls and outside, like, it's in the basement of the Alamo. You got to go to the basement of the Alamo. So they send Pee Wee there. And there is a line in this movie that's so freaking funny. So it takes so long to get there. Like they're doing all these parts and traveling. He gets to the Alamo. At the very end, he's like, hey, they'd have to do a tour. And he's like, I want to go see the basement. And they're like, there's no basement to the Alamo. And he gets in a rodeo at some point and he like falls off this bull. He gets in this rodeo, falls off this bull and bangs his head. He wakes up and all these Texans are around him. Like these big hats, like the most stereotypical Texans holding him. And they're like, are you okay? He's like, I think so. I don't remember anything. And they're like, do you remember anything? Do you remember your name? No. Do you remember where you came from? No. What do you remember? I remember the Alamo. And they all start clapping. And I was like, they held on to that for like so long. I was dying laughing. So there's so many classic
I
moments.
forgot about that part. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the follow-up, Big Top Pee Wee. I remember watching that more recently and laughing really hard. So I'm
Didn't
gonna
they do like a Pee Wee Netflix show recently?
Yeah, they did a kind of a reunion show kind of thing, I guess.
How was that?
I heard it was okay. I heard it wasn't bad, so we'll see
Huh.
how that goes. Also, looking for a good time, look up Pee Wee Herman's Wikipedia because that's what I did after this, and it is a roller coaster ride of what happened with that guy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. And in the vein of all those 90s, 80s kind of movies, me and my wife watched Wayne's World, which she watched all the way through. She enjoyed that one. It's a good movie.
Good.
What happened to Mike Myers? I love that guy.
I've been watching the Mega 64 podcast, and that's kind of what got me in Mike Myers mode. His career got ruined back to
With
back.
that one movie.
That's because of Cat in the Hat and The Love Guru.
The Love Guru.
If you look up what happened to him, it's so fricked up. He was contractually obligated to do those movies, and it just ruined him.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember
totally ruined his career.
He disappeared forever, and then he was in a random scene in Inglourious Bastards. He plays an army general.
Yep.
Wow.
And I saw him in that, and I can realize I was like, where has this man been? He's in that, and then he hasn't been anything since. I love Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
That movie, the first two especially, are classics. Zach, have you seen those?
No.
You haven't seen Austin Powers?
Bro, how can you talk about Mike Myers? You haven't seen Austin Powers?
How can you sit there and say, like, yeah, I'm serious?
Wow,
You guys gotta watch it. Dude,
You've really never seen those movies?
I feel like as a kid I've seen parts, so I kind of
No, don't you say
no, watch
that.
Austin Powers.
Okay,
You need to
I'll
sit
watch
down
it.
and
You are a slapjack individual. You need to. I watched The Leftovers. Dang it! You need to watch Austin Powers.
I'll watch
Yeah,
Leftovers.
I watched The Leftovers
I'll watch Austin Powers when Travis watches Leftovers.
Yeah, Austin Powers is better than The Leftovers.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh!
Speaking of Leftovers,
Better
real quick,
story, better plot, better characters.
without spoiling anything, me and my wife, so we went through all Leftovers. You've heard, I'm kind of a fan of
God, I
Leftovers.
feel like you watch this show again every week. I feel like
So I have not seen the show. This is my second time through. Me and my wife.
I swear this is your fifth time.
We sat through and watched season 1 of Leftovers. I have not seen the season 1.
Masterpiece.
It's
Great.
April. We talk
Season
about this
1.
show every single episode for the past 6
You
months.
talk about Destiny 2 in every podcast. I talk about Leftovers every podcast.
But you act like you watch it every 6 months. You watch it every month.
No, this is my second time through. I
started watching Scrubs again.
Oh
Just
my
letting you guys
gosh!
know. Great show. One of the best
All
shows.
right, I'm getting off.
I'll watch Leftovers when Zach watched Naruto.
Boruto?
Yeah.
Oh, Boruto.
Hey, watch Naruto, please. Oh
So,
my
hey,
god.
real quick thing. I just want to say Leftovers. We sat and was like, let's watch an episode or two, and we finished the whole season 1. I just want to say, unbelievable.
See, I did the opposite. I said, let's watch season 1, and I watched an episode.
I hope that next podcast we have an update, or there's going to be a new segment. There's going to be if not, there's going to be a new segment next podcast. Has Travis seen Leftovers? I'll make an intro and everything.
Yes or no? That's all it is.
And
yes
that's it. And then Travis will go, haven't seen it yet, and then we'll move on.
Move on.
But that's been good. That's it for me for movies.
I haven't had time to watch really any. I've been drowning into my backlog.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of
Have
games.
you guys been watching any TV shows or no?
Backlog.
I started watching Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
I watched like 3 seasons somehow in like 2 days. I don't know how. They just played and played and played. I've never watched all
That's
the way
how
through
Leftovers
Seinfeld.
could be if you just let it sit.
I never watched all the way through Seinfeld, but I did watch the first few seasons a couple years ago. So we wanted to watch something different, so I threw that on, and it's a great show.
It is
a lot
awesome.
of fun. Love those characters.
My-
I forgot early on that Elaine and Jerry like dated, so that was kind of weird. I was like,
Yeah.
For a second, they do.
It's awesome. Good time.
I was talking about my parents watching Pee Wee. My dad would watch it religiously, Seinfeld. So growing up, that was a huge influence. As a kid, I would see that and see him quote lines and stuff. And
it's great.
Very
show.
influential.
I have been watching, but in the background, seriously enough, Naruto Shippuden. I'm being serious.
You're watching in the same Naruto again? Naruto?
Yeah, I'm on. So I've been watching Boruto, but I caught up in like 3 days. It was 150 episodes. So I watched. I didn't watch 150. I watched like 50. I'm unemployed, so I have a lot of free time.
How did you catch up? I'm not following nothing.
Yeah, so I have blown through Boruto, so I'm caught up. I'm waiting on new episodes to come out on it. So I went back and started watching Shippuden, which is the in between of Boruto and Naruto. Oh, great time. Great
Nice.
Time.
Jacob, can I give you a recommendation? I mean, you liked Leftovers.
JoJo's.
Yeah, JoJo, I think you would definitely like.
I think Jacob would like JoJo.
I think you would definitely like JoJo, but I would also another one I can't shut up about is Attack on Titan.
Dude, it's on my list. I have a list on my phone. It's on there. I just love Naruto.
all the time he's putting into Naruto and thinking, how can I redeem this time for something else?
It's here's why.
It's a good show. People,
It's
you love
phenomenal
it.
show. One of the best shows of like. I don't care what anyone says. It's one of the best anime. I put it above Dragon Ball Z for me. Like it is emotionally, the fights there, the character development. Yeah, there's a crap ton of filler, but you go to a website and sub that crap out. It's great. And then when you watch it, you go back and watch the filler because you're like, I want more. Oh, it's just so good. You guys are sleeping on it. I wish you guys would just take me seriously when I say you need to watch it.
I take you seriously. It's just, I don't watch like 10 episode shows all the way through.
28 episodes is leftovers, and you're done. And he hasn't seen that. So Naruto
I've
is
done
in
one.
a
He's
different
not watching.
galaxy.
He's not watching 800
hold
episodes.
on. Leftovers is hour-long episodes.
45 minutes.
So really
some
it's
episodes are an hour and a half.
There, most season 1 was a lot of 45 minutes.
So it's
We
50
we finished it in one sitting. The whole.
How many Naruto episodes is leftovers? 50?
There's 800 episodes of Naruto. Like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
Oh, only 850? Okay, I'll watch it. I thought it was going to be 950 or something crazy like that.
Now, if you throw Boruto in, yeah, you're getting close to the 1,000 range.
Oh, okay, that ain't bad.
It's
no,
so good. Can't put it down. It's like a manga, because it is.
All right,
In digital form.
I'm gonna give a lightning round on my TV real quick. Vice, the show that shows stuff around the world. You can check them out. You probably heard of them. They go to North Korea. That's some of their more famous stuff. They came back with season 7 on Showtime. Not much to say about it, but I just had a funny little thing about that. Most of these episodes, sometimes they're showing cool stuff like, hey, we've almost solved cancer and stuff like that. But most of the episodes are like, here is a challenge the world is facing, and then it goes to like credits with like music, like there's no solution, we're screwed. Like the ice caps are melting, boom, and then it goes to like Vice, and then the credits, and you're like, well, we're screwed. So me and my wife like to watch these. Like we just like to stay informed, what's going on in the world, what's technology doing, whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I said, hey, season 7, we've watched every single season together. And I was like, hey, are you wanting to watch this? This is coming out tomorrow. And she was like, you know what? With all the coronavirus, she was like, can't do it. Like she was like, I cannot dig myself deeper into this like state that we're in. But I saw it differently. I was like, I want to watch it. I've watched this every year. I'm going to do it even in the face. Coronavirus is not keeping me from making myself even more depressed. That's what I said. So I watched it, and it did a miraculous thing to me. First episode was Kids of the Caliphate and Sim Kids. So Caliphate Kids is, okay, they're starting to like turn kids to terrorism. You get that. The second part is about like people that are hacking your phone, which I thought was interesting because in a way that everything that you do now on the internet, what do? Hey, we're sending you a code to your phone, and that's how they verify. If somebody can get your phone number and spoof the number, they can take all of your accounts. Everything is tied to that phone number that you have. So they were showing how people are doing that, like selling phone, like spoof account things or whatever.
Wow.
But all that to be said, I watched the Kids of the Caliphate thing, and they're like, kids are like wanting to kill us and stuff, whatever. As I'm watching that, with all this coronavirus stuff, I long for those problems in my life. Like when the ISIS was the worst thing that existed, and now it's like, can I put food tomorrow on the table? So when I'm seeing that, I was getting nostalgic. I was like, Caliphate Kids, like, it's kind of cool. Like,
I miss it when ISIS was our biggest problem.
When ISIS was our bigger problem, and now it's like, who even has thought of ISIS? Even ISIS is like, I guess they're a social distance. Like we're not.
You just said that, and I was like, "When's the last time I thought about terrorism?"
Yeah, and listen, and this might be getting dark, but when is the last time we worried about a school shooting? You know what I mean? Like seriously, like
it's easy not to worry about. Yeah, it's easy not to think about.
I will tell you guys though, that is something real. I did read something, which is these types of things can create deviant behavior, kind of backlogs.
Oh. So like backlog bros, but for evil behavior.
Yeah. So like not to get into specifics, but like when things all do start back up, there's a lot of people with a lot of pent up frustration. So it's actually kind of scary to think about. But
ISIS is having backlog bros kind of right now. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't feel okay.
So all that being said, I think that Vice, what we've learned here is Vice will make you depressed in one way or another.
And
It helped me. I'm just gonna say.
You know what's not depressing and not cynical?
Yeah.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes. I was bouncing back and forth between the two. So
That's a good balance. Yeah.
I finished the second arc of JoJo. I thought this was weaker than the first arc.
I agree completely.
A little bit weaker, but by the end, I was having fun.
Battle Tendency first half, I'm like, I don't know, this feels kind of uneven. And then by the end, you like Cesare, I don't remember, Zeppeli.
Yeah.
And you got Lisa.
Lisa.
By the end, when they're actually fighting the Pillar Men, it's good. But now you are on the cusp of an awesome arc.
Yeah.
Awesome arc.
I am going to be I have not started it yet. I will be starting. That'll be next podcast
Crusaders.
probably.
Did you see at the end of?
Yeah, the little teaser was funny.
Yeah, the little teaser. And you get to see Joseph all grown up. I loved Old Man Joseph Joestar is one of my absolute favorite characters in anything.
Yeah, he was funny.
And I love the way they fake you out. They make you think he's a goner, and I don't know. I really that's when that show really gets going, is Stardust Crusaders, and it's fun earlier than that, and it's wacky. But I'm glad you stuck with it. You're getting into some fun stuff.
Yeah, so I'll be starting that soon.
I'm the third arc of JoJo.
Oh, that's probably close to what it is. It's pretty bizarre.
I'm a Jonah Lisa.
Lisa.
I have USB-C cords that come out of my eyeballs.
That's pretty cool, man.
And you don't know where they've been.
That pretty much sums up the series. So I think that's it for media related stuff. Couple announcements. Hey,
just a couple.
You ever heard of Twitter? We've got a Twitter, DweeBros. You can see where we're having podcasts when we're going live. And we already kind of talked about it on that Twitter, but for the podcast viewers and listeners, we've got a new show. Jacob.
Yeah, so every Monday and every Wednesday at 2 p.m., we're starting Casual Corner, all right? We are back at it. You guys know how I am.
2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern time. You guys know how I am. I am very laxed. I'm not a Dark Souls type of gamer. I put games on easy mode. Sometimes I want a challenge, I put it on normal. That's just who I am. So we're going to be sitting back just playing some games, some Casual Corner, nothing crazy. Currently playing – we were playing through NFL 2K. I lost all of that. Because of my computer. So I'm thinking through.
Well, kind of. You kind of have it now.
Well, I kind of have it, but I don't feel like getting my computer back, and I already wiped my hard drive. So we're going to see what we do with that one. But Half Life Alyx is happening on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time I'm playing through that game. So Come hang out with us. You'll see a lot of VR. You'll see a lot of casual games you probably never heard of before that I think are awesome to sit back and play, but you guys probably don't play them. So that's what it's going to be like.
Awesome. Cool. And then Travis, did you want to talk about your little
I have
thing?
an announcement also. So Jake, he's going to have his show Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 p.m. And I am launching a show called Travis's, get it? Time Machine. Travis's Time Machine. So my show is going to be on Tuesdays exclusively, prime time slot, 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
I'll stream an hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. And what I'll be streaming on the DweeBros channel on YouTube is I'm going to be streaming basically older games. So Time Machine, the whole concept is let's go back, let's find some older games, let's find games that supposedly had a big influence or hold up really well, or maybe we want to go back and see how well they hold up, whether it's something I played before or something I haven't played, and kind of look at, is this still worth playing in 2020, right? So I think the first one I'm going to do, because I already have it installed, is Morrowind. So
nice.
Stream some Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and we're going to take a step back into that world. I've got some other ones queued up. I'm thinking maybe, I won't give too much away, but there's a lot of ways that I can kind of dip into some older stuff that's still relevant today. So
man, whose
some time on
pants you have to pull down to get the primetime slot?
My own.
I'm just joking.
Nice. All right. So we got some new shows for the channel. I think that about does it. So hope you guys have enjoyed. We will be doing these again bi-weekly. We ain't doing that monthly stuff because we're stuck. Nobody's working. All we're doing is podcast. Everybody's a streamer now.
That's right.
Jimmy Fallon's a streamer.
Believe it or not.
He's not
Yeah.
a great streamer.
Yeah, we are confirmed better than Jimmy Fallon. So
Thanks, guys.
I hope you guys have had a great time, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Peace.